Kumar Saraf, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on this big story. Let's also quickly join now Yogeshwar Neelkanth Dookaran Acharya, Surya, Shiv, Mandir, who's live with us from Mauritius, in fact. Welcome. Thank you very much for being with us today. What do you make, Yogeshwar ji, of what has transpired with Chinmoy Krishna Das's arrest?
Namaste ji. So it's been very shocking, even for Mauritian Hindus in Mauritius, that we've seen in the past years that there were attacks on Durga Utsav, Durga Mata celebration, and now with ISKCON. So it is something that we should think, Hindus all around the world, we should think that if we are not rooted to our culture, if we're not rooted to our dharma, if we don't teach our children the right teachings of our dharma, we will all end up just like Swamiji. So it makes us reflect about what will be our future in the next 50 to 60 years throughout the world. And this has not happened only in Bangladesh, this has happened in Pakistan, this has happened in all other countries. And we all know the agenda of these people, these kind of persons, who they are, what is their agenda, and how they proceed. First of all, they try to get into your house, then they try to eliminate your culture. So this is what is happening when the Hindus in Bangladesh became less than 10%. This is how now they want to threaten, they want to make Hindus in Bangladesh live in fear. They want them to clearly abandon their culture. They want them to clearly stop worshipping, stop following Sanatan Dharma.
Yes, and there's a pattern to it as well, because Chinmoy Krishna Das was arrested. Then you have 2 more Hindu monks also picked up, again on flimsy charges. So there's a pattern to it.
Yes, it is definitely a pattern, because we see, even in Bharat, we see when Bharat was being invaded by Mughals, the first thing that they destroyed was our temples, was the Nalanda libraries, the biggest library that we had. So there is a pattern that their teachings teach them. They just show that they are peace-loving and all, but the teachings show them, if you want to uproot a culture, if you want to destroy someone, get to the root. When you want to destroy a tree, you just dig it out and just kill the roots. So the root are the priests, the acharyajis, the swamijis, those who preach, those who are like teaching the dharma, those who are teaching the teaching given by our gods, our Vedas. So this is what they intended to do by abducting the monks, by arresting them, putting them into jail, making the people fear. If this happened to your monks, then what can happen to you?
Okay. Also, now, Yogeshwar Neelkanth Dookaran, I have to ask you about what you believe triggered it in the first place. What was the reason behind this violence breaking out against Hindu community there, the persecution of the minorities, the desecration of idols, the attacks on the temples that we've seen in the last few weeks in Bangladesh? What was the reason for it all in the first place?
First of all, like I said, like we saw in the past with Bharat itself, when the Mughal invaders came to Bharat, they wanted to rule the whole country for themselves. They didn't want anyone else. So the thing is, the same mindset applied to Bangladesh. The majority ruler, they want that there is no minority. And also their books state that there should be no other religion apart from their own religion. So this is where it triggered out. Their teaching teaches them that you should destroy, you should kill in the name of God, you should eliminate, you should convert. This is what is triggered out in Bangladesh. They are always like that. They are first like a little, even we can say around the world, they start by a little group. They say, okay, we are little, we're just a minority, give us a small space. They claim, they cry. and then would start little by little, when they become literally majority, and they say, oh, we don't get that, we don't get this, we don't get priority, we are minorities. And then we can see in Paris what happened in Paris. Paris is initially a European country. It was ruled by French-originated people. And then what happened? Suddenly, a journalist started to talk and they killed him. So what is that? Their teaching is a problem. Their own teaching, their own books shows them. It is not like us. We say, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Our book says, our Vedas say that we are a practicer of Sanatan Dharma. We practice peace. That we should not, if someone is praying something else, even if someone is living Sanatan Dharma, we don't go and we don't stone them, we don't kill them, we don't. But contrary, if someone leave the other culture and start to practice Sanatan Dharma, they will be persecuted. They will be asked why. So I feel that we should, Hindus all around the world, we should start to be more rooted. We should not, just like ahimsa paramo dharma, we should not just listen to that. We should listen to the whole verse. We should listen to what Sri Krishna said. Even if your own people is trying to kill you, you should pick up Ashta Sastra. We should now defend ourselves wherever we are in the world. We should definitely, if the only way to defend us is himsa, I would say that we should practice himsa now.
Well, I don't know if advocating violence is appropriate on national television. So I would ask you to urge caution in your statements. Of course, yes, self-defense is needed, but I think advocating violence should not be made on national television. So I'll just caution you there. But Yogeshwar Neelkanth Dookaran, coming back now on the world leaders, why global silence is there on this issue? Why are world leaders not speaking up on the violence against the Hindu community in Bangladesh? Also, organizations, globally are silent on this.
I would say that global leaders don't have any political capital to gain from the Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. If there would be any political gain that they could get, then they would definitely talk about it. I feel that the Hindus of Bangladesh has been abandoned because the world leaders are staying quiet, and maybe also just like earlier Dr. Ji said that the Bangladesh consulate is playing a very big role in this thing that make government shut down, make the government stay quiet. Because we also in Mauritius, we wrote letters, we went to meet the Bangladesh ambassador, and then they were saying, no, it's not that, it's not this, the media is exaggerating. Even here also, the media is not talking about it because they feel that the Bangladesh embassy has said that everything is under control, everything is fine. And we have been, as Hindu organization, we have many Hindu organizations here also. We wrote letters to government. We wrote letters just recently in this week itself. We wrote letters to the government asking them to stop the imports of Bangladeshi workers to Mauritius. Let us just stop it because we don't want people where the human rights are not being respected, where the rights of minorities are not being respected. It's not only about Hindus also. We clearly said that, but now we will see what the government here will do. In the past, last year or last 2 years, the previous government has imposed a ban on the incoming of Bangladeshi workers. So
yes,
it was a good thing.
And what would be your appeal to the Indian government as well?
Yeah, I would suggest that there's an appeal to the Indian government that if they are doing this to our Hindu brothers over there, I would just say, just stop supporting them in whatever economic way, just cut them off. If you cut them off, they will be forced to take actions against that. Then they will see that who else will protect them? Who else will help them? And it's been since before their independence, India has been the biggest support of Bangladesh. And I would say that drastic measures should be taken by the Indian government to cut off all the support, to cut off all the supplies that are being sent to
Okay.
Bangladesh, and then we see.
All right. Yogeshwar Neelkanth Dookaran, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on this big story. On that note, we are going to